you can see why it was wet in here when I got here yesterday. I imagine the falls just like throw water into the air and then it kind of just blows in. But luckily it was cold enough last night where that just turned into snow and blew in. I just checked the thermometer on my bag. It's 15 degrees out, so we had a pretty good drop in temp. But at least that means that no more rain. Woo. Woo. Now I just have to wipe snow off all my stuff.
Yeah. Fucking 10 minutes to get my foot into this frozen boot. Oh, and now I just gotta freaking melt it out with my warmth. Oh, it's cold as shit. Now we gotta try to do this one. I gotta get all the snow out of the inside. Should have slept with my boots. I'm an idiot. I thought I had them dried out enough. Apparently not. And then all the snow that got into it didn't help. Dude, the fact that it's frozen is really not going to help with the flexibility of the heel. Some good blisters await. How to bring life back to a boot 101. You just gotta hammer it. Try to break up all the frozen parts. Yep. And we still got snow and shit in there. Okay. I unlaced them pretty good last night, I thought, but I still had trouble getting this other boot on, so I'm going to unlace this one even more. Take my insole. Get in there. My toes are frozen. Got frozen toes. Wipe the foot off of all the frost. Put it in the bag. Come on, baby. Now go to your home. Ow, ow, ow. Oh, look at that. Look at that, kids. We got it in. Hey, it was way easier than the other one. It's so cold. Alright, focus all my heat to my toes. Alright, still gotta back up all my shit. Fuck. Alright, so when I went to the bathroom this morning, then got out, I checked the thermometer on my bag and it said 11 degrees. So I think today, I gotta put my glove on. Cold enough where my hands go numb pretty fast. I don't really have anything on them. But yeah, so it was like 11 degrees when I was just starting out. It feels like it's getting colder. I think the forecast when I left a couple days ago said it was supposed to be down to 5, so who knows how true that is anymore. Might be warmer than that, might be colder than that, but as hard as the cold makes packing up in the morning and getting ready with frozen boots and just frost on all your stuff, it definitely makes the snowshoeing conditions a lot better. This is quite a bit faster now that now that the snow's more frozen. It's quite a bit faster now that the snow's more frozen than when the snow's all slushy. So that's good. Possible water crossing today. I'm really hoping it's frozen or I can hop across, because I'd rather not get my feet wet in 5 degrees or lower. You know, it's my toes are still partially numb from putting them into frozen boots, and I'm just working on feeling back into them. So it would really suck to have to go dip them in some cold water. Beautiful out. Got some snow flurries Be curious to see if that continues or not. Yep. Alright, going up a hill. Gonna have to shed a layer pretty soon. Even though it's cold as crap out, this system works really good. The base layer, this North Face fleece layer, and then synthetic puffy, and then the outdoor research jacket. Before I left, I tested it on a night where it was like, God, was it -5 or -10? But with wind chill, it was like -15, -20. And I was just hiking in the fleece layer. It's not even synthetic. Granted, I also run pretty hot, but it's funny, in the cold, hiking's the easiest thing. Being at camp is the hard part. That's when I'm getting cold. That's when I gotta put my feet in the fucking shit boots. If it just didn't get dark so early, and I wasn't worried about how hard it is gonna be to find trail in the dark, fuck, dude, I'd just hike all day. But that darkness and trying to find the trail in it just sounds no bueno. Given it's been clear days and I've gotten lost as fuck, so snow's still coming down. It's a beautiful night. God damn it, dude. All the lids to my water bottles are frozen shut. My insulated flask, the little sippy mouth part, water's been splashing up into there, and that's got a giant ice plug in the sippy part. So in order to drink out of that, I got to try to unscrew it. Well, it's like freaking frozen, so I just had to smack it on a tree and warm it up in my hands and just wrench it open to get at my water. And then I was like, all right, well, I guess I won't use this guy because it's kind of obsolete. I'll use my Nalgene. And I've had my Nalgene empty just because I haven't needed to have 2 liters of water on me, and the insulated thermos keeps the water from freezing longer. Well, the freaking Nalgene, top of that's frozen shut. And I mean, that thing did not budge. I was working on that for a while. Dude, all my systems suck. I'm such a loser. So I kind of like only need about a liter capacity at a time. Plus I've got my big 2-liter bag for filling up for camp and stuff. The Nalgene is nice because if it's really cold out, I can put boiling water in it and sleep with it. So who knows, maybe I'll get like one of those hydro flasks with the different screw lid on it that you have to unscrew every time to drink out of. Maybe that would keep from freezing. I don't know. The one I got right now just has a lot going on in the lid that kind of gets fuckered with the cold. Yeah, and then I don't know, just keep the Nalgene freaking empty until I need to put boiling water on it. And if I'm at camp, I can just shove it down my pants and melt it to get it open, I guess. I don't know. Checked my thermometer, and you know, I thought I was putting up with Arctic conditions. Thought I was hardcore. Everything's freezing shut. I've got ice in my mustache. Dude, it must be 0 degrees. Now it's 10. It's 10 degrees out. God, if my systems are failing at 10. Wait until I get into the negatives. Sometimes you just suck. But it's alright when you got a good view. And the frozen snow's much easier than the slushy snow, so that's good. I would like to note that, here, look at how cool that looks. But I would like to note that on my legs, I don't even have my base layer tights on. I just have these North Face joggers, like fleece pants. Now granted, I am built like a turkey, so there's not much meat on my legs to keep warm, and my legs don't really get too cold, but it's kind of neat, you know. If I get a really cold night and my fleece pants and my synthetic pants weren't good enough, I could always send those tights home and save me some weight on my back. I do need to figure out my glove game. When I'm hiking these fleece mittens, that's all I got on right now. I started the morning with big synthetic mitts, and my hands were just freaking cold in those until I got warmed up and moving. So, got these outdoor research mitts too that I've been trying out. It's just a tight fit. Might just send both those home and pick up like a giant oversized pair of mittens for like snowmobiling or some shit. Who knows? I'm changing up all my gear, man. I don't got nothing figured out. This trip's gonna end up costing me an arm and a leg, but I'm gonna get there. Into the corridor of snow. Ah, there's a blowdown up there. Looks like we've got ourselves a water crossing. Oh, got a nice little bridge. Oh. That's not too hard of a water crossing. Got my rock bridge. Okay, I'm gonna need both hands so I don't fall over. Holy crap! The wind was freaking ripping across that. I was crossing those rocks. Almost blew my ass off that. Oh, I got a legit brain freeze on the right side of my temple. Because of how freaking cold that was. Woo! And now the wind's blasting me a little bit through the woods, but not nearly as crazy as it was through that thing. Holy crap. Now I'm trying to find trail. Alright, I don't know how I look at this video, but I feel like I just have snot and freaking slobber all over my face. Woo! Some good old winds today. Oh, I think we're getting away from that lake with those brutal winds running off it. Have I got frozen eyelashes? I don't know. My eyes feel wet. It's my view. Aerial perspective. Ooh. Climbing up a little board man. I think it's a little board man. I could check my phone, but I don't really feel like it. Got some deeper sections of snow on this side. So. Maybe after it is a little colder for longer, this will firm up. Right now I'm going through. Got snow coming in. It's beautiful. Well, this is what I mean with it froze shut. I tried to leave it open a little bit, and I guess water just sloshed it. Does that focus? I don't know. The threads are just completely frozen. Luckily, I was able to shove my trekking pole through the little ice plug to get what's left of my water, but after I drink what's left of this, I'm not going to really be able to access my water bottles. They'll be frozen shut, so I'm just going to have to go like deer mode and just like stick my face into any water I see. Yep. Alright, got to the top. Not much of a view. I'm gonna make my way down because it's cold up here. We got a lot of moose tracks. Maybe we'll see something. I know I'm going to jinx myself here, but I think I found the solution to the boots. Liner sock over that, bag, boot tied quite loosely. And the two sock approach was my idea. The boot tied loosely was just because my boot was so frozen and all the laces were frozen that me yanking on it as hard as I could still didn't get it tight. But, I can still feel my left heel rubbing a little bit, but it feels way better than all the other days. By the end of the day, we'll tell if it worked or not, because that's when it kind of acts up. But who knows? Look at that. We got blue sky, baby. I think that means it's going to get colder. Does it? Because the clouds hold in the heat, and then once you have open sky, I don't know. Wind's still ripping. We got water right here, so I'm going to try to open up my Nalgene. It's going to be tough. Maybe I can melt out the threads in the water, and then I'm going to try to keep that in my jacket. Keep it from freezing. Yeah. Look at all these tiny pines. I'm in the tiny pine forest. Tiny pine forest is better. Tiny pine forest. Now this is cool looking. The TP forest, dude. Tiny pine forest. I like the tiny pine forest. I didn't see any mooses coming down. It's probably because I'm just the loudest thing out here. Scaring them all away with my alpha energy. Trying to find forest. Crossing action here. Hopefully the ice is thick enough. I think I'm just going to walk across where this... You see the rope? I don't know if you can. There's a rope that goes across. I think I'm just going to walk across and put my arm on top of that rope, take some weight off the ice, and see if that works. Hopefully it does. Yeah. Just ride the rope. It is pretty thick ice. Okay. I was pretty confident in that one, but still, every time you're like, oof, if I go in, it's going to be an interesting rest of the day. Alright. Making my way up to the shelter. I think it's chairback gap lean-to, maybe. Pretty steep right here. Yeah. Last little climb. Alright, made it to, is this Logan Brook lean-to? I don't know. It's whatever's on the north side of Whitecap Mountain. Yeah, I think it's Logan Brook. Made it to camp. Got water. Everything's freezing on me. I checked my thermometer and it is, let's see. Oh, it's 7 degrees out now. Sorry, it's reverse. 7. Jesus, my finger's completely numb. 7 degrees. It was 6 when I got here, so it's warming up. Yeah, this is cold enough where now that I'm not moving, extremities start to go numb. So I can't film long because the hand that's holding this is going numb. I need to be shaking it or doing something. Gonna get unpacked, gonna make food. It's 3 o'clock right now. I'd love to keep on hiking, but the next shelter's 7 miles away, and I gotta go over Whitecap and 2 other peaks in order to get to it, so that would never happen. I'd be hiking in the dark. A lot of moose tracks up here, kind of surprising. But there's the view of stuff. Yeah, I'm cold. All right, I need to do things with my hands. All right, in today's episode of Gear Gripes, I got a gripe with the Nemo Equipment Tensor Extreme Conditions. This thing is meant to get down to so cold. Why does the valve freeze open? I'm using the pump sack and everything, but the moisture from your mouth gets in that valve, and it freezes. It freezes, and it stays open, and so it doesn't hold air. And so I ended up just having to like freaking use my mouth to unfreeze with all the moisture in my fucking mouth and the hot air and stuff to unfreeze the valve and then blow the rest in with my mouth so that it would seal. But, now I've got a lot more moisture in my pad and it just kind of stinks. Use the pump sack, but yeah, still a little moisture gets in and freezes that thing open. I've had it happen once before, but, that was at I was camping at negative 15 degrees, and so I thought that was just in extreme conditions. It's only 6 degrees out. I mean, I guess it's kind of cold, but shit, dude, kind of stinks at every cold night. I gotta worry about my valve freezing open when I pump up my head. If I need my sunglasses, I'm gonna have to de-thaw them out of the cloth bag. It got wet during the rain yesterday, never dried out, and now it's frozen solid. So, not getting my sunglasses out anytime soon. But still, today was way better than yesterday. I'm not wet right now, all right? I don't have to dry anything out with body heat. It's just cold. It's kind of annoying because you do something with your hand and then you have to get feeling back in it really quick, and so it makes that a little harder. But dude, I'm so happy I'm not wet right now. Rain sucks. 35-degree rain sucks. So here I was thinking I was being a good boy, heating up water so it wouldn't freeze because it's already freezing in the bag. And I wanted to get this thing open because it's been frozen, and I was wrenching on it, and I just broke the cap off. And it's pretty good break. You can see. I don't think the DJI is meant for macro or whatever, but I didn't know quite how it broke, so I had the cap back on. I was like, oh, it's good again. But no, it's a plastic piece is broken. So the lid to that doesn't go on anymore. Bummer, dude. Guess I gotta use the freaking Nalgene now, which the lid freezes shut too. And the socket goes on into is frozen. Solid from the rain yesterday. So that's fun. It's a lot of fun. But I got hot water in there now, so I guess it will just be a hot water container for camp because the cap is broken. Yep. That's 1 point for Team Stupid. It's pretty nice on a day where it's actually decently cold out for the insulated boots. Even though my feet were in bag liners all day, they're not that sweaty. All this stuff is not that wet. So that's really nice. Boots are still going to freeze overnight. I know it. Going to be a bummer. Bummer to put them on. But what else? The heels felt good today. Lighter boots, 2 pairs of socks, bag liners. That seems like it will be my system. I will just leave those boots loose. I'm going to keep these socks on again. Long enough for my body warmth to dry out the socks, even though it's much harder today because it's cold, so they're going numb. Just gotta focus on my energy. Those toes, dry them out. Look at these cheapo socks I got in town. Those are almost dried too. Yep. Why is this thing? What spilled out of that? Why is that spilling? I don't know. That's how cold it is, though. I just poured this in here. It's already frozen. The temps are dropping. The temps are dropping.